Welcome to my class once again. In the previous class, I precisely explained about WNT inhibitor, how this WNT inhibitor works in the other works with other organizers in the mesodermal layer of developing embryo. And today I am going to talk about the regional specificity of induction. In this, the determination of regional differences is a very important topic that we have to understand. So this is one of the most fascinating phenomena in neural induction is the regional specificity of the neural structure that are produced actually. So the developing of neural structure, or otherwise we call it as a neural tube, is said to be very important aspect. So among that, forebrain, hindbrain, the spinocaudal regions of the neural tube must all be properly organized in an anterior to the posterior direction. See, the organization of the neural or the nerve system, for an example, the forebrain, hindbrain, and the spinal caudal, the nervous system, in an appropriate way is very, very important aspect during the developing embryo. The organizer tissue not only induces the neural tube but also specify the region of the neural tube. Where the forebrain has to be placed, where the hindbrain is placed, or where the midbrain is placed, and how it is, organized throughout the anterior to the posterior axis of the body during the development is the crucial thing during the development of organism. So this region-specific induction was demonstrated by Otto Mangold, the husband of Elde Mangold, in 1933. He transplanted 4 successive regions of Archenteron roof of late gastrula amphibian embryo, that is Newt's embryo, into blastocele of early gastrula embryo. As here, just as seen here, the first transplantation from the anterior side, a middle region and some more middle region, and the posterior part of the developing embryo, and it gives a different structure, additional structure during the development of Newt's embryo. In most anterior portion of the Archenteron roof, induced balancer and portion of the oral apparatus can be developed here. See that when it is transplanted from this area, the organizers are taken from here and transplanted to the next, that is the host embryo, and it results into a different structure in the anterior region. And the second thing is that the next most anterior section of the section induced the formation of various aid structure, including nose, eye, balancer, and otic vesicles. If you see that the anterior section, the next most anterior section will be transplanted to the developing embryo of any host, it leads into a different structure like what we call it as extra nose, eye, balancer, and otic vesicles developed here. As the same way, the third section induced the hindbrain structure here. If you take from the organizer from this area and induce to the host, it might develop into what we call it as hindbrain in this region. Whereas the last one, the most posterior section of the induced the formation, the dorsal trunk and the tail mesoderm. You can see that from here, if you cut and take the organizer and transplant into the host embryo, that develops into what we call it as additional trunk and as well as the tail mesoderm layer in the developing embryo. So Moreover, when the dorsal blastopore lips from early salamander gastrulae were transplanted into other early salamander gastrulae, imagine that when the blastopore lip from early salamander gastrula were transplanted into other early salamander gastrula. So that means, two salamanders if you take and transplant the blastopore lip, they form a secondary head region. Look at that. They form the secondary head region. Say an example here, the transplantation of young gastrula dorsal lip here, from here you cut the, one blastopore lip of one embryo and transplant into the host the second embryo, and that might lead into what we call it a secondary head region in the salamander. When the dorsal lip from the later gastrula were transplanted into early salamander gastrula, late gastrula into early gastrula, however, they induce formation of secondary tail region. Look at that. If the same thing you take from the later gastrula into early gastrula, you may see that the tail formation, whereas in the early gastrula upper lip into early gastrula, you might see that the anterior secondary head region. So what does it indicate? So these results shows that the first cells of organizer to enter the embryo induces the formation of a brain and head region. So what is this? The first cell in the early stage of development in the upper lip that definitely give rise to brain and head region, while those cells that form the dorsal lip of the later stage of embryo that definitely give rise to spinal cord and the tail region. So this is the spinal cord and tail region. So this is clearly indicates that the early development of gastrula, the upper lip of gastrula, give rise to head region and as well as brain region, and during the later stage, the same upper lip area will give rise to what you call it as notochord, the spinal cord and the tail region. Specifying the left-right axis is another interesting topic that we have to follow here. Just we have seen that how the anterior and posterior parts are developed here, and we see that specifying the left and right here in all vertebrate studies so far, the crucial event in left-right axis formation is expression of the nodal gene in the lateral plate mesoderm on the left side of the embryo. That is the nodal gene which is responsible for this thing. So what is that nodal gene here? In Xenopus, this gene is XNR1. Xenopus nodal related 1 is the gene responsible for making the left-right axis. If the expression of this gene is also permitted to occur on right hand side, the position of the heart which is normally on the left side and the coiling of the gut are randomized. So if you change the position of the gene, so the alteration of the position of the heart and as well as the coiling of the gut is also randomized. Actually, it is not in the symmetrical or in the normal way it has to develop during the development here. So my dear friends, this is about the today's lecture. So you follow the next lecture to continue this one, so that the continuation of the topic will be understood very easily. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.